So why don't we start out with a quick tour of Twitter itself, and bear with me if you are already using Twitter. I will get to some more advanced things here in a minute, but for those of you who have never visited twitter.com, you can see that over here on my profile page, you can see how many people I am following and then how many people are following me. So essentially, when someone sends out a message on Twitter, also known as a tweet, they are going to type in up to 140 characters into Twitter, and then they're going to send it off to Twitter itself. Now, if I'm following that person, I'm going to have access to that tweet. Now, on the other hand, if I type something into Twitter, right now there's 609 people that could see this message from me. So let's go to my homepage here. And what you see here is just a series of 140 character or less messages from all of the people that I'm following on Twitter. Now, what are people talking about on Twitter? That can range from anything. There's absolutely no limitation on what you can say or do on Twitter. You can do what many people believe is going on Twitter, which is to say, I'm having a cup of coffee, or I'm having a box of cereal right now. But in actuality, there's a lot of good information that's coming out in Twitter as well. So, for instance, this person that I'm following is sending out a blog post that she just did, 10 really tangible ways to measure social media success, and then leaving a link to that article. And I actually read that article, and it was very good, and I commented on that article as well. I'm going to refer back to a post that I did on my blog at russhenneberry.com. And I'm going to be referring to these icons right here. So essentially what you're looking at here is a representation of traditional marketing, or print, television, and radio ads, which are really one-sided. You've got the company communicating with the customer about their business. And down here, we've got another representation, which is represented by new media like blogs, video, and social networking. So what you see here is an extremely important relationship in any business, which is customers communicating to customers, and more importantly, your existing customers communicating with your potential customers. In other words, what we're talking about here are referrals. Now, anybody that's in business for very long realizes the power of referrals. When one trusted friend or colleague recommends a service or product to another, and these are the most powerful prospects that you have. So how does this tie into what's going on Twitter? Well, one of the things that you can use on Twitter is search.twitter.com. And let's look at just a query here, and let's see what's being said about Dell computer. So here are the results that have been sent out on Twitter. This one was 8 minutes ago, this was an hour ago, so very recently, about Dell. So this tweet here says, I'm using a Dell Mini 9 running Mac OS, and it's a perfect travel computer. Now here's the opposite situation. This message here, catching up from the day off yesterday, I was welcomed back by a dead computer. Dell fails me again. Need my Mac. So there's a recommendation there for Mac, and Dell gets trashed by that tweet. And anybody that's following that person would have access to that referral for Mac and that bash on Dell computer. Michael Allison, I'm pretty excited about my new Dell laptop. That's a referral. 4 hours ago from this Twitter user, thinking of a new computer. Dell any good? I've heard they're bulletproof. Let's see how many people he just asked that question to. So this person has 1,094 followers that he asked the question, should I buy a Dell? Very powerful stuff. Here's another bash on Dell. Using the boss's computer in Queens, a Dell. It's hurting my brain. And here's a referral. You need a computer that is about more than just aesthetics. Here, try this awesome Dell. So what you see is a mixture of people bashing Dell and people referring Dell. And if Dell computer is smart, which they are, they're going to be following up on these bashes, and they're going to be following up on these leads. And they're going to want more referrals than bashes on Twitter. No question about that. So how does all of this relate to you? The more you grow your social network, both online and offline, the more chance you give yourself to get good referrals. And although your company is probably nowhere near the size of Dell computers, you will receive referrals from social networks if you participate. This tweet that I just put out lets people know several things about me. That I'm capable of screencasting, that I'm into social media, and that I'm an online marketer. If they need help in these areas, they'll contact me through Twitter. They might contact me through my Facebook page. They might contact me through my YouTube channel. Or they might refer me to one of their friends or colleagues. So let's talk about some good ways to get referrals on Twitter.com. First of all, contribute to Twitter. Don't come on too salesy. I find this to be a big problem with a lot of people that aren't used to marketing on social media channels. It is going to take some time, and if you come on too salesy, people are going to turn you off. And you have to remember that they control the channel. They can turn you on and they can turn you off. Number two, your followers are going to grow if you use Twitter. If you simply set up an account and never use it, your following will not grow. You need to be using Twitter about 3+ times per day. Number three, stay away from posting the mindless chatter, such as, I'm having a cup of coffee right now. Post good content that's relevant to the people that you want to do business with. Number four, read other people's tweets and comment back to them with your thoughts. Visit the links that they are providing in their tweets. Comment on their blogs and communicate with them. And lastly, use search.twitter.com to find and follow others that are talking about your industry. There are people out there talking about what you do. You should be following them and give yourself the opportunity for them to follow you back. If you need help setting yourself up in social media channels such as Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, you can contact me at the information below. Thanks for listening to this tutorial on Twitter, and we'll see you out there on the internet.